Welcome to our channel, A Person Life Cycle. In a world that often rewards noise, attention, and constant self-promotion, true strength can look surprisingly quiet. The strongest people are not always the loudest. The smartest people do not always need to demonstrate what they know. The wealthiest people may live simply, and the happiest people often protect their private lives. This leads to a powerful idea. Real power doesn't need to prove itself. True strength is not about making other people feel small. It is about having enough confidence that you do not need approval, recognition, or attention to feel valuable. The quieter your confidence becomes, the less you need to prove. 1. The strongest are gentle. We often associate strength with aggression. A strong person, we may think, should be dominant, intimidating, and difficult to challenge. But genuine strength often produces the opposite behavior. A person who is truly secure does not need to threaten everyone around them. They can be patient. They can listen. They can forgive. They can remain calm when someone disagrees with them. Gentleness is not weakness. It is controlled strength. Anyone can become angry. Anyone can shout. Anyone can react emotionally. But remaining calm when you have every reason to react requires discipline. The strongest person in the room may be the one who could easily fight back, but chooses not to. Strength is self-control. Real strength is not measured only by what you can do. It is also measured by what you can choose not to do. You may have the ability to insult someone, but you choose respect. You may have the ability to seek revenge, but you choose peace. You may have the ability to dominate a conversation, but you choose to listen. That is strength with maturity. 2. The smartest are quiet. Intelligence does not always announce itself. Some people constantly want others to know how intelligent they are. They correct everyone, dominate conversations, and turn every discussion into an opportunity to demonstrate their knowledge. But genuine intelligence often comes with humility. The smarter you become, the more aware you become of what you do not know. A wise person understands that listening can be more valuable than speaking. They observe before judging. They ask questions before giving answers. They think before reacting. And they understand that not every argument deserves their attention. Silence creates space for observation. When you talk constantly, you may miss important information. When you become comfortable with silence, you start noticing things. How people behave. What they avoid saying. How their actions differ from their words. What happens when pressure appears. The quiet person is often collecting information while everyone else is trying to be heard. That does not mean intelligent people never speak. It means they understand when speaking is valuable and when silence is more powerful. 3. The wealthiest are simple. Wealth is often associated with luxury. Expensive cars, huge houses, designer clothing, constant displays of success. But financial security and financial appearance are two very different things. Someone can look wealthy while being deeply in debt. Another person can live quietly while having substantial financial freedom. The more secure a person becomes, the less they may feel the need to impress strangers. Wealth is freedom. True wealth is not simply owning expensive things. It can mean having choices. The ability to say no. The ability to spend time with your family. The ability to leave a bad situation. The ability to pursue meaningful work instead of constantly chasing money. A simple lifestyle can actually protect wealth. When you stop trying to impress everyone, you stop spending money to maintain an image. You begin asking a better question. Does this improve my life? Or am I buying it to impress someone else? That question can completely change the way you think about money. 4. The happiest are private. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every achievement needs to be posted. Not every relationship needs an audience. Not every personal problem needs public discussion. There is something powerful about having a part of your life that belongs only to you. Privacy creates space for peace. When you constantly share your life with others, you can become dependent on their reactions. Likes, comments, approval, attention, praise. And eventually, You may start living for an audience instead of living for yourself. Protect what matters. Some of the most meaningful moments in life are not public. A quiet morning, a conversation with someone you love, a personal achievement, a difficult lesson you overcame, a dream you are still building. You do not have to show everything for it to be real. Sometimes the most beautiful parts of life become more meaningful when they remain private. 5. Real power doesn't need to prove itself. This is the central lesson. Real power is quiet because it comes from internal security. A person who knows their value does not need constant validation. They do not need everyone to like them. They do not need to win every argument. They do not need to announce every achievement. They do not need to explain themselves to everyone. Their behavior speaks for them. Think about a calm leader. They don't need to shout to command respect. Think about an experienced professional. They don't need to mention their achievements every 5 minutes. Think about someone who has built real financial security. They may have no reason to show it. The more genuine the power, the less dependent it becomes on appearance. Conclusion. The strongest are gentle, because they have nothing to prove through aggression. The smartest are quiet, because they understand that listening and observing can be more valuable than speaking. The wealthiest are simple, because true wealth is freedom, not appearance. The happiest are private, because not everything meaningful needs an audience. And finally, real power doesn't need to prove itself. The goal is not to look powerful. The goal is to become so secure, disciplined, capable, and peaceful that you no longer need to prove anything at all. Let your character speak. Let your actions speak. Let your results speak. And when necessary, let your silence speak. Thank you for watching. If you found this video meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Remember, true power is not always loud. Sometimes, it is simply the person who remains calm, walks quietly, and knows exactly who they are. Stay calm, stay humble, stay powerful. See you in the next video.